The Champions League round of 16 saw some of the world's biggest clubs eliminated from the tournament. We now know who our 8 final teams are in the quarterfinals. We have some intense matchups like Bayern versus Inter and Real Madrid versus Arsenal. So today, not only will we determine who will win these quarterfinals, but we will predict who will win it all in this year's Champions League. Boys, are we ready?
We're ready, Millie. But before we get into this video, if you want to support us, make sure to check out our Patreon. We release our new monthly video. It's out right now. Check it out. Link is in the description. Without further ado, let's predict this year's Champions League.
All right, boys, let's get into the first quarterfinal matchup, and that is none other than PSG versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa's remarkable Champions League journey continues as they prepare to face Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinals. Under Unai Emery's guidance, Villa have defied expectations with standout performances from Loni's Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford. PSG have edged out Liverpool in a thrilling penalty shootout and remain a formidable force. This clash promises an exciting narrative, especially with Emery and Asensio facing their former team, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the tie.
I think this is an underrated matchup. PSG and Villa are two very attacking teams. You don't talk much about their defensive end. You just think about their forwards, and this is attacking talent.
It's going to be a fiery game. I'm telling you this right now, because there's bad blood on both sides.
Why do you say that for?
What's the blood?
Unai Emery used to coach PSG, didn't end well.
Whatever.
And Marco Asensio got shipped out on loan in favor of the attacking options that PSG have now. It's gonna be a cool game. Rashford going back to Paris and destroying them a couple years back.
It ain't happening, bruv. It ain't
He's
happening.
creating the bad blood. It doesn't exist. He's just
The story. Varva's writing those storylines.
that's a stretch right
Remember
there.
when Varvar said 6-1 Liverpool against PSG?
How did that work out?
It didn't work out. I think right now PSG is going to destroy Aston Villa. I see the attacking power they have. They're one of the best teams in the world. Aston Villa is too inconsistent. I'm going to go 6-1 PSG.
6-1.
I think it's going to be a
That's
thrash.
a rage bait, right?
It's not a rage bait, bro.
That's a rage bait.
You look at the defensive line that Aston Villa has, especially playing a high line with Disasi. Bro, Cavara, Doué, Barcola, Dembele running at Disasi. These guys are cooked. I'm not going to cap.
I don't think in any phase of the pitch does Aston Villa have any strong points compared to PSG.
No, I mean PSG have a ridiculous young midfield versus Aston Villa do have a good midfielder, and they've supported themselves with more depth in the January window. I don't think 6-1 is the case. I got PSG. I'm gonna say 5-3.
5-3, so high scoring.
Varvar, you seem awfully quiet, hermano.
Brother, I'm just letting the comps get out quick right before. Go.
Oh, I'm sure
There's no way you went with Aston Villa.
Millie, what did you predict?
There is, bro.
Bro, this is 4-2 PSG. I gave Aston Villa some brownie points here and there.
Some
but
Ollie Watkins goals.
yeah. They'll get a 90-minute here and there, but PSG have solidified themselves as one of the favorites in the Champions League, just based off that Liverpool performance. PSG, you are going through in my books.
I have 4-3 PSG.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
A little closer, okay.
Yes. I'm gonna
think
say it's a
that's
close
Be
game.
ballsy, Varvar,
Too
bro.
close,
Be ballsy.
No, I'm not going.
Listen, Aston Villa have not
stupid, bro.
Bro, they have not had experience in the Champions League that they've gone
Wait,
this
so
far.
according to Varvar's predictions already, if Aston Villa get knocked out, then the Premier League, the great Premier League, will only be left with one team in the Champions League.
Once again, our teams
So if
lost
Inter
to
go through-
but once again, our teams lost to Real Madrid and PSG, not Feyenoord, PSV, and Club Brugge.
So-
your league is terrible. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up.
First rage bait of the day, gentlemen.
It's not rage bait, bro. It's just stupidity.
On time.
So if Inter go through, there's only going to be one of each leagues. And
If Inter lose to Bayern and there's only one, let's say one Prem team in the next, not even, let's say it's 0, we're in the same boat, my brother.
exactly.
Yeah, same couch.
That's exactly. Same
Won the
couch.
same amount of Champions Leagues this year.
Get the popcorn, comes in next to us. We're going to watch the Champions League final together.
I mean, I think PSG are definitely the heavy favorites here. Aston Villa, listen, if you could pull off something, I'm sure Varvar would be cheering as well. I guess you're going to have to watch the live streams to see if Varvar
tune in.
cheers. Got to tune in for
We're
that.
PSG Ultras for the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about
Allez
that.
les bleus. Allez les
But
bleus.
I know you're at Les Bleus.
I think there's potential here that because PSG, it's going to right after international break, right? So there's going to be 2 weeks of them not having played together. There could be a bit of rust coming back from international break.
Aston Villa's so
Listen.
shit that other players get called up.
I mean, most of those players got French dons called up for the French national
Yes,
team.
but they're not playing the
Doesn't
same footy
matter.
as Luis Enrique. So for 2 weeks, they're not going to be playing that tiki-taka.
Luis Enrique versus Unai Emery. I'm picking Luis Enrique any day.
too.
Every single
I'm
day of
sure.
the week.
But I'm just saying, watch out. First leg, they might get a bit surprised.
No.
So PSG are our first semi-final team. Let's get into the next quarterfinal matchup. It is Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Arsenal, under Mikel Arteta, returned to the Champions League quarterfinals, facing the toughest test yet. 15-time winners, Real Madrid. Despite injuries to key players like Bukayo Saka, the Gunners' young squad will look to challenge Europe's elite. Meanwhile, Ancelotti's Madrid remain favorites, with their experience and attacking firepower posing a major threat. Arsenal's defense, anchored by Saliba and Gabriel, must be at its best, while Odegaard will look to unlock his former club's backline.
Best matchup in the quarterfinals, I'd say.
I think so. The most hyped. You have a very defensive team going against a very attacking team of Real Madrid. I think it's actually going to be very close. I don't really have a winner, obviously, but I don't have someone that
Real Madrid are an attacking team. That just went in my head right now.
What?
Shocking.
Real Madrid are an attacking team.
They are.
Okay,
You would
don't
say they're
agree.
a defensive team?
I think this is two defensive teams. Yeah, it's two counter-attacking teams.
Yeah, I think Real
I
Madrid
forgot all
are.
the defending Mbappe does.
That Real
slipped my
Madrid,
mind.
Real Madrid versus Atletico were a very counter-attacking
It's
team.
a pragmatic team. It's not. This is not a team that Arsenal are going to have more than 50% possession both games probably.
But Arsenal, we've
Yeah, I see
seen
that.
a number of times where even with that possession, they don't seem to break down
That's
those
a whole
blocks.
different other convo. But in this game, Arsenal are going to be the aggressors probably.
Ooh.
They will be.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
believe
I mean-
that. I don't think so.
No, I kind of do see it, bro. Arsenal, it's passes and trying to find lanes in the other person's box. Real Madrid, it's
And look at
spring
how
a counter.
look at how they dealt with Barca. Real Madrid didn't deal with Barca well with the possession style football. So
Yeah.
But I'd say Real Madrid is the best when they have counter-attacking opportunities.
Real
If they
Madrid?
have, Real Madrid.
That's what he's saying. Is that's a defensive system by nature, I would say. Is you're absorbing
That's fair.
pressure and
look,
then
Real Madrid
spring the
5-2.
counter.
Arsenal.
See, that's a horrible
Cute what
prediction.
you're doing, but star
That's
player.
all.
You're pulling up to Real Madrid with your star player potentially being out and Saka potentially being out. And if Odegaard's your main attacking outlet, you're in trouble.
We got
So-
conversations.
That's the problem, because if Saka makes it back for that second leg,
He'll be back for the second leg.
100%
It's the
confident
first
about
leg that we don't know.
But even Real Madrid is catching form right now. They just got a boost of morale, beating Atletico Madrid.
But all it is morale, because brother, we watched those games versus Atletico.
I know, but-
you went band for band with a team that on paper is not as good as you.
Listen, I don't know. Rudiger, Atencio in the back.
working
for
out
Real
very
Madrid.
well.
It's working. Mendy is a bit of a question mark, in my opinion. He didn't play that well against Atletico Madrid, but I got 3-1 Real Madrid.
I have 2-1 Real Madrid.
Oh, I just got a That's So Raven flash forward. I see all of you guys in a comp right now. I see
We
all of
made
you
it.
guys on TikTok in a comp.
We made it.
Bro, it's bold. It's bold, but I see if Arsenal can keep Madrid to like a draw or max a 1-0 loss in the first leg, and then Saka comes back in the second, unlocks the team, I'm going with Arsenal. I'm going with Arsenal 4-3 here.
4-3?
Yeah.
Listen, Saka is good, but I don't think he's that game changer that will
unlocks the
completely
system,
switch the
man.
tie.
He unlocks. He makes Odegaard much more useful. And during the time that Saka's been away, the rest of the team has been developing offensive. Like Declan Rice has become one of our main attacking threats. Mikel Merino. I mean, I don't.
Brother's a striker nowadays.
He's still gonna be playing striker regardless because our other strikers are still injured. But I don't know. I don't see Real Madrid like when they're attacking. Arsenal could lock that up. They have the tools to lock that up.
I don't know, bro.
But
You're
Real
saying
Real
that
Madrid
Arsenal-
against low blocks hasn't been good this season.
I get it, but 4 goals against
Tough.
a Real Madrid backline plus Courtois. I find it's a little tough. But if Arsenal do it, man, kudos. They deserve to go through if that happens. But we do have majority. Real Madrid will be going through, so they will be facing PSG.
So no Prem teams left in our
No Prem teams left, unfortunately.
skill
But
bracket.
you never know. You never know. But Arsenal, your road ends here, buddy, unfortunately. So we have PSG versus Real Madrid in the semifinal. Gentlemen, let's head over to the next quarterfinal, which is Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund are set to face each other in the Champions League quarterfinals. Barcelona, under Hansi Flick, are in excellent form, leading La Liga and boasting an unbeaten record in 2025. In contrast, Dortmund have struggled domestically, currently sitting 11th in the Bundesliga. They also face the challenge of playing without key midfielder Marcel Sabitzer, who is sidelined due to a knee injury. Despite these setbacks, Dortmund's resilience in Europe suggests that this tie could be more competitive than appears to be on paper.
Now, do we want to be disrespectful? Or do we want to keep...
To who?
To Dortmund.
Oh.
For the comps.
The comp's ready, bro.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna be real. I'll go. How bad's he gonna get?
Give them like a good sentence. For the comp.
8-1, Barca.
8-1.
That's clipped already before it even happened.
No, it's gonna get ugly. Dortmund are so terrible. I gave you guys a goal over the 2 legs. You guys are f***ing horrible.
It was a
Horrible.
You know what? It was a dog fight against Lille too. Like, you know what I mean? That first leg, it was a stalemate. So
But Lille's a good team.
Lille's a decent side, but you're coming up against Barcelona, hermano. You got Ballon d'Or nominees, 2 Ballon d'Or nominees.
Dortmund have
up top.
aura, bro, into Champions League. We want to deny it, but Dortmund have developed some sort of
Inevitability.
Inevitability. Okay, Millie, that's a little bit crazy.
The Real Madrid of Germany.
Real Madrid,
But no, they developed some aura in the Champions League. I still got Barca, but 8-1's crazy.
Little egregious.
8-1's crazy.
However, Barcelona has been very high scoring, so there's a world where I see it.
I'll go 5-1.
5-1. I was very close. I said 5-2.
I said 6-2.
6-2. So we
Barcelona get very high scoring.
so that high line may leak 1 or 2 goals over 2 legs, but that attack will just
Brother,
completely
they're pulling
overpower.
up to the Camp Nou with Nico Kovac as coach.
Camp Nou, Olympico, brother. hermano.
Olympico, sorry, same shit, different now.
I mean, the aura is still there. Aura's
Still
there.
reeks of
Little
Barcelona.
Bino Gittins goals,
They
potentially.
still have not yet to put on deodorant, and it's like 40 years later.
But what happens if Barca lose?
Barca loses one of the worst losses in Barcelona history, in my honest opinion.
Well, Ballon d'Or conversations completely open up again.
Celebration on the stream. Party on me.
Carne asada, you're
Yeah.
gonna throw the
Oh, that's a carne asada.
We'll start grilling on stream.
Yes.
We're gonna have a live stream of us just in the backyard.
That's crazy work. But Barcelona, it'd be very, very shocking if they do crash
In
out.
the form of their life.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So no one has Dortmund going through?
No upset.
So unfortunately, Dortmund, your road ends here. We all think Barcelona will head through. But gentlemen, let's head to the last quarterfinal. It is Bayern versus Inter. Bayern Munich and Inter Milan will face off in a crucial Champions League quarterfinal. Bayern, led by goal machine Harry Kane, have been strong in attack but shaky at the back. Inter, current Serie A leaders, rely on solid defense and quick counterattacks with Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram leading the charge. With Bayern's fast-paced play and Inter's disciplined style, this matchup promises to be a close battle where one big moment can decide who moves forward.
This is a tough one.
Very tough.
If this is the coin flip of the quarterfinals, in my opinion.
It's 50-50 in my books.
They play 10 times. I think the results end up 5-5 for both teams.
Fair.
But it's just which one will we get?
Yeah.
Which reality will we get?
I think it's even like there's context. Like Company's first time in such a Champions League tie. Inzaghi's been there, so there's experience as well. Like I don't know the teams though. I think Bayern have better quality, but Inter plays better.
I think it's a system versus player type of argument then, because then Inter as a system as a whole play
works
very,
very
very well. But the quality of players that Bayern have, like that front three's ridiculous. Inter doesn't have a Harry Kane.
Like I just can't see a world where Olise doesn't cook your left wing back. I just can't see it. He's gonna score. He's gonna play very good. And even on the other side, it's looking like Musiala could just destroy your defense. Like to me, I'm going Bayern.
Bayern?
But I see an argument why Inter would potentially beat Bayern as well.
And what score do you think they'll...
2-0 Bayern. Not high scoring.
Inter not even getting a goal over 2 legs.
Listen,
That's disrespectful.
I think Lautaro is still overrated. Like he's been getting his goals here and there, but
Gotta stay calm.
ultimately,
this
if,
guy.
Gotta
if
stay calm
Thuram-
on these
if
situations.
Thuram doesn't show up, Lautaro will not show up against Bayern. Just won't happen.
I understand
Okay.
what you're saying.
I'm joining
respect
the
your opinion.
Mia San Mia train.
We are who we are.
We are who we are. We are.
We are.
And I'm going Bayern 4-3.
Bayern 4-3.
Got a lot of
Pretty
goals.
close.
A lot of goals.
Inter
27
against
goals.
Inter
over 2
against
legs.
big teams, they lock up defense.
Listen, I think in a single strike, when we face a team with a single striker, we tend to do very, very well. I mean,
It's Harry Kane though.
we did it with Haaland. So
Some may say Harry
Lost.
Kane is a better
Two
overall
different types
striker.
of players.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
lost.
Yeah, and they
You locked
lost,
up Haaland,
yeah.
but
Lost.
yeah, locked out 1-0.
Still didn't score, but yeah.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie, but I do
that
think
was 3. Cherby was 2 years younger at that point also.
And now
Xavi's
he's
actually
what,
playing pretty well.
29?
So I'm gonna still say Inter go through, but it's gonna be at the margins 2-1 for Inter.
2-1 Inter. Millie,
got the jinx.
I'm gonna flip that switch and say 2-1 Bayern. I can see this being a very slow death for Inter over the 2 legs. Very slow death.
Crazy work. Crazy. I mean, it would be a shame because I do think Inter have the quality to definitely go through. But if we lose to Bayern, it's not the end of the world.
Acceptable.
In my
It's
honest
acceptable.
opinion.
I agree. It's acceptable.
Unacceptable.
But as an Inter fan, you want to go as far as you can, and we have standards at our club, so we want to.
So quarterfinals is standards, right?
No,
when you guys
standards is
lost
like
in
we
the
go to
finals,
semis.
right? That was like celebratory, right?
Well, first
You guys
finals in
celebrated
11
losing
years.
in a final.
First, we got to a finals earlier than Manchester United did, so just leave it at that. But
How you doing with injuries? Is DiMarco back?
DiMarco should be back, hopefully. But we are dealing with.
We are.
we are, bro.
Where we are there.
we
You
are.
are. Yes, I'm Mia, brothers. But unfortunately, for me, Bayern will be going through and they will be facing Barcelona in the semifinal. Gentlemen, let's head back to the other side of the bracket. It is PSG versus Real Madrid in this semifinal. Now this is where the boys become men, gentlemen.
This gets tough.
Yeah, this is very difficult.
But I put Arsenal versus PSG, so I'm gonna go on the Real versus PSG side, but I don't think this is a reality, guys.
And this is also Mbappe going back to PSG for the first time since.
Another storyline
A lot
for
of
Barca
storylines.
FC. Another storyline.
We even got Luis Enrique coming back against Real Madrid.
The Barcelona juice.
Barcelona Dawn.
Now this is gonna go. This hypothetical game would go to extra time and pens. I think, in my opinion.
I agree.
Get the snacks ready.
This is a CL final in my eyes.
Yeah, and Cavada will slip and hit the ball twice in the penalties, and Real Madrid will go through, win 4-3.
Unbelievable.
Just so that it's out there, Oracle shit. I'm saying that Arsenal would go over PSG. So in my bracket world, Arsenal go to a Champions League final. But in this case, I think
that will never happen.
Okay. Go on another compilation, bro. This guy's been in like 4 already. This video.
Crazy work.
But I will say Real Madrid would best PSG. I can already see Mbappe running, celebrating, doing something like this versus
On his own team? Like on his ex-team?
Marquinhos is gonna go.
Marquinhos, je te fais les petites choses là.
Oui.
I don't know. I think I'm on my hater shit. I still believe Real Madrid is going to have a very good game, but I'm ultimately going with PSG. It's going to go to penalties, like Varvar said. PSG wins penalties, so it's really a coin flip.
No bias at all, firms.
It's
That
not
was
biased.
most neutral firms take right there.
I just think the style of play that PSG is showing is very Spanish, and I think Real Madrid
It's very French. PSG is very French, and
against Barcelona, Real Madrid has struggled.
I mean, listen, PSG are playing a Spanish style of football. Luis Enrique's got them cooking.
Does it
Tiki-taka
taint
them.
Mbappe's legacy if PSG win the Champions League the
Yes.
first year he leaves?
Heavily.
That'd be really
Heavily.
bad.
massive.
Imagine you think you're the solution, you leave, and it's actually you were the problem.
So you actually think Mbappe is going to let that happen? That guy will pull out a hat trick in extra time of the second leg to stop that from happening.
Well, listen, I'm going to say 2-2, extra time 3-2. It is down to the wire.
All this extra time, bro. Real Madrid is winning this. I'm gonna say 4-2, regular time, brother. Regular
4-2
time.
Real Madrid. I'm going to say 2-2 PSG.
We're going to see is Dani Ceballos back for PSG? Well, that game, I think he would be back.
Would help
Dani
a lot.
Ceballos
We're going to
for-
see a Dani Ceballos masterclass.
PSG?
Dani
You said
Ceballos
Dani Ceballos for PSG.
against
Will he be back for
Oh,
PSG?
for PSG. For the PSG.
Ceballos is the needle
Dani
mover.
Ceballos is so underrated, bro.
He's the needle mover at
in my
Varvar
underrated
FC.
draft. However,
Right.
against
Such an
Vitinha-
amazing pick.
Against
Who do you guys think
Vitinha,
Dani Ceballos is, bro?
Underrated, bro.
He's a controller of the game. But against Vitinha and João Neves, like unfortunately, I don't see him.
Dani
cooking.
Ceballos will show them levels.
I don't
Bro,
think
control
so.
this day, bro.
So once again, Real Madrid, you are in a Champions League final. PSG, you are a formidable squad, but it's just not meant to be this year. The next semifinal, though, Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. Gentlemen, will we see a repeat of what happened during the group stages?
I will be a Bayern ultra that game.
You're a Mia San Mia.
Like
Yeah.
red and white face paint.
Yes.
Crazy.
Like you'll see me in face paint. at
Bringing a
the-
beer or
yeah,
something?
Yeah, 100%.
What a
I'm
tall-
going full German.
Guten Morgen, guten Tag, bro. God
Or
damn.
German for Hansi Flick.
Fancy slick.
Anti slick.
That's the thing. You might have.
That's a new.
You might have just found.
Might be a
something.
slander name.
Baby
might be
girl,
a
you know what they
compliment.
call me in the streets?
God.
Anti
Slick.
As he puts his hands through his hair.
As he beats Bayern like 3-1 for Barcelona.
3-1.
Is that
Nah, I'm
your
on that same
prediction?
wave.
That's my prediction.
That was a slick way of putting in your
Hansi
prediction
Flick.
there.
I'm on that same wave, bro. 4-1 Barcelona.
Flick knows German football, goes against Bayern, has beaten them before.
That's the perfect
That's the
recipe.
thing. In the group stage, bro, Barca destroyed Bayern.
Like destroyed.
Like that was a game that you watched and you're like, are Bayern even a serious team this year?
But
Yeah.
bro, if you just watch the first 20 minutes of the game, and then you would have stopped watching, you would have predicted that Bayern probably would have won that
played
game.
good.
So like, just maybe that was company's inexperience, and now he ties down the latches. And I'm still saying Barca though. I'm saying Barca 4-2.
Yeah, I don't think company like if you bring Bayern Munich to a semifinal in your first season, listen,
Pretty good.
kudos. Like it's a very very good season, but this is where the inexperience kicks
They
in.
do have the quality though.
They have the quality, but I think there's a slight overrating of Bayern Munich's team because they have shown cracks in the past, and I don't think their defense is that great. You have Davies,
Kim Min-jae,
Upamecano,
Upamecano, and Leimer. Like for me, that's not a fantastic back line.
Like
So-
against Koundé, Kubarsi, Nigo, and Balde.
Yeah,
have
Pedri
options.
cutting it up.
They have options, bro. I think a couple of games ago, I could be wrong, but company put Guerrero at cam, and he got man of the match. Scored a goal or something, got man of the match.
Testing
But
the
when
waters.
Ten Hag does it with Mazraoui, it's send this guy to
Yeah, because the
jail.
the
Fireworks.
result of Mazraoui playing cam was probably like a 2-1 loss to Leicester or something.
No, it was a win in the Europa League actually.
We count those.
Yeah,
We count
only
those, right?
undefeated team in Europe, by the way.
Yeah.
Versus Victoria Plitzen.
Blitzen.
Not in the predictions.
Enjoy. Yeah, clearly not in the predictions. But
When's the Europa League predictions? Because
You
we
let us
already
know,
know
though.
who winning that shit.
you let us know.
Yeah.
You let us know.
But this is not the most how do I say convincing Bayern side I've seen in my lifetime. So I'm gonna have to say Barca 4-1. Sadly,
With a
4-1
Madrid
as well.
you're
shirt
getting
on.
a completely unbiased.
Never seen this.
That's not fun, Varvar.
But I know, but like, bro, this Bayern team. If the Bayern were just a little bit better, you know, I could rage bait the Barca fans into like
Yeah.
saying Bayern.
my God, how could you say
Bayern 5-2? Barca are gonna get destroyed.
Oh my god.
But no, I have to say Barca are gonna be Bayern. I think pretty convincingly. I have 4-1.
So Bayern Munich are eliminated in the semifinals. We think that Barca is just too much for company's Bavarian giants. Gentlemen, that means we have an El Clasico Champions League final. Unprecedented. Gentlemen, this may be the match of the century even.
The 21st.
21st
This
century.
would break viewership records, I think,
Yeah.
for this
The
final.
amount of storylines, Mbappe for his first Champions League, Yamal GOAT conversation.
But the Ballon d'Or would be decided in that one match.
Yeah, true.
There's one, bro, if you don't show up in
Salah?
that game, don't even ask.
Salah.
Exactly.
that?
Who?
Exactly.
Salah?
Who's this?
Bro, we're talking about a Champions League final with an El Clasico, not some Premier League. We won the Premier League in January.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were any important games.
So if Real Madrid
in May
win
for Salah.
UCL, then Mbappe's Ballon
We'll
d'Or.
see what he does in these games.
What do
don't
what
know.
do the kids say these days? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't
Reactionism.
lie.
So gentlemen, this
Who's
is
winning it? Who's winning it?
Well,
That's
it's
what
for
we
all the
wanna know.
marbles.
Tough.
Damn.
It's tough to say, but looking at historical data,
Like-
the past year, Barcelona has won many of those encounters. Now, I don't want to jinx it. Barcelona 3-2.
God damn.
So we're getting a 5-goal Champions League final?
It's a thriller.
That may be the greatest Champions League game in history.
Bro, live stream,
I would be thrilled.
I will be there.
That'll be there no matter what, actually. I think this is going to be very, very tight.
I'm going
don't know.
Real Madrid 2-1 in extra time. Mbappe
Extra
winner.
time?
Mbappe winner.
I'm going the other way.
Jude Bellingham winner, actually. Sorry.
I'm going the other way.
Inevitability.
Bro, 2-1 Barcelona.
Oh, you swing to that way.
I'm swinging that way, bro.
Not enough goals.
Not enough goal, but I think this one's going to be like...
Little even.
Very, like you're cranking the hatches, bro. You're closing every door with a vault. This ain't going to be free flowing footy. This is going to be like breaking legs.
You know what would be the
Chess
best?
match.
You know what would be the best? Is if Barca just lose to Dortmund this round, and then this is just...
There's
that would
all
be
for
the-
nothing.
That would be the best.
And then
All for nothing.
Inter beat Bayern, and then Inter would have had to beat Feyenoord, Bayern, and Dortmund to make a Champions League final.
A glorified DFB Pokal.
Well done yourself.
Yes, you went from the Coppa Italia run to the DFB Pokal run.
I don't play for those other teams, bro. If they shit the bed, nothing I could do about it. Nothing I could do about it.
And then get
Real
destroyed in the final,
Real
yeah.
stomp on you.
So, I mean,
Bro, Mbappe hits every single celly he
so
crosses.
wait, we would
Mbappe on a Acerbi?
so we'd be like at the same level Champions League wise as like prime Juve because they did two CLs and finals in 3 years. We would do 2 CL finals in 3 years. Budgie.
But you're getting knocked out.
But you're also missing out on the like 8 Serie A's and 7 Serie A's.
That we're talking about Champions League. This is Champions League video. Champions League video.
It's Marotta. I wouldn't count it out.
So Paolo, what's your prediction here? You're the tiebreaker. Oh no.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Jeepers.
Oh yeah.
Jeepers, creepers. Well, technically, I still have Arsenal in my personal bracket. I still have
Would you have
here.
Arsenal beating Barca right now or no?
No, this is where the story dies for Arsenal. They lose to
God.
Barca in the final, but Real also lose to Barca. It's three of us. The majority says
Remember
Barcelona
this,
wins.
Real Madrid fans.
3-2.
Barcelona, you will be winning the Champions League in our bracket. Real Madrid, you will not be going back to back. We may see the Ballon d'Or winner on that Barcelona team if they win.
Madrid.
I don't want Rafinha.
Unreal jinx. Unreal.
Madrid fans, remember, when we win the Champions League, it's gonna be we're gonna have beaten Atletico Madrid, Man City, Arsenal, PSG, and either Barca, Inter, Bayern. I'm not even saying Dortmund. Either Barca, Inter, Bayern.
Rest your case.
That's the greatest CL run of all time, potentially.
There's been better, I think. But, I mean, if Barca fans... Bro, Rafinha winning a Ballon d'Or
Yeah.
is the Ballon d'Or cooked.
Yes.
We may have to put out a video.
Because while
for that.
you guys were speaking about Saka injury and you were saying, oh, is he that much of a superstar? I'm taking Saka healthy over Rafinha healthy in my team if I have a bunch of
This year?
Clipped.
just players.
Clipped.
You say you have a game tomorrow. Who would you
Yeah.
rather? I'm taking
sorry,
Saka.
I'm taking Rafinha.
If you
right
put
now,
Saka
this
in that
year,
if you put Saka in that Barca team this year, he's winning Ballon d'Or.
I think so.
Saka doesn't start.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Over Lamine Yamal.
Saka starts at every team in the world.
Over Lamine Yamal.
Saka is a
Say
pillar
it.
of
Over
every.
Lamine Yamal, he starts.
They would figure out a way. It would either be Saka left wing or Lamine Yamal
And
left
we
wing.
all know Saka left wing is not the move.
Bro, why are you acting like... you're acting like Lamine Yamal is this like Salah.
No.
Salah
Lamine
untouchable.
Yamal starts.
Legacy game
No,
right now.
Salah would start over
Lamine Yamal would either move to Cam or some shit. They would figure
Yeah.
it out.
So there is our final bracket. Personally, I think this is successful, but you let us know in the comments down below who you think will win the Champions League. And as always, we want to thank our patrons for the continuous support that you guys show us day in and day out. Boys, send them off.
The last two orders of business. One, if you want to watch these matches with us, we will be live streaming them April 8th and the following for the second leg, so make sure to be there. Finally, last order of business. If you guys have sent anything in the PO box, first of all, thank you. And second of all, email us the tracking number so we can track it, make sure it gets to us safely. But boys, I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll be putting the email down below, so email that one.
Take care, everyone.
Ciao.
See ya.